Good evening, one and all. Welcome to the Toon Review. Tonight it is the match preview of the Leeds United game, which kicks off at 3 o'clock at Elland Road tomorrow. Sorry you had to cancel the show last night, guys, but I was literally dying from COVID. It hit me hard yesterday, but after following advice from Nurse Danielle, Nurse Susan, and various other people, plenty paracetamol, plenty water, etc., and much better today. Still feel like I've been hit by a bus, but at least I'm hopefully over the worst of it. We've got Mal joining us tonight, who is a regular viewer to the channel, but is a Leeds fan, and he's going to tell us how Newcastle United are going to whoop their asses tomorrow at Elland Road. Good evening, Mal. Hope you're well, buddy.
I'm all right, Paul. Thanks for having me.
You're very welcome. We've got a few comments coming in early on, especially from you, Mal, asking how you get the link. Obviously, you found it.
I did.
Good evening, guys. Watching the Watford-Norwich game, hoping for a draw or a Norwich win. I don't really care because it's really up to us to do the stuff on the pitch. Good evening, Cesare. Tomorrow is a write-off, in my opinion. Everton needs to be where they turn it around. What's the feeling with the Leeds fans, Mal? Are you guys confident tomorrow?
All in all, I think we are, yeah. Just frustrated by injuries. We get two players back and two players limp off to take the place.
Yeah.
So it's just injuries. It's mad.
Do I feel a little bit of excuses coming on already there, Mal?
No, all because we've had it for the biggest part of the season.
That's true.
You know, but I'm sure Murder Ball's got something to do with it.
Who?
Murder Ball. You've not heard of the famous Murder Ball?
No. Danielle, you obviously have, with that little sort of naughty laugh there. What the hell is Murder Ball?
Maybe I have. I'll let you explain that.
Every Wednesday they do I think it's a 20-minute session, but it's in 5-minute bursts, and it's non-stop running.
Right.
There's no free kicks, no throw-ins, no corners. If a ball goes out, they've got the Bielsa staff around pitch. They just throw a ball straight back on, and it's just constant. I think it's just a fitness regime, but it must wreak havoc on the bloody on the muscles.
I was trying earlier on the Leeds channel, and they were talking about it.
I think that's why we've got so many hamstring injuries. Mm-hmm. It's got to be connected, in my opinion.
Wow. Well, I had no idea about that, but obviously
that's why there's a fit.
Maybe Steve Bruce should take over Leeds for a while and get
slow him down.
Yeah. They'll only have to train two days a week. They'll be flying, absolutely flying.
Yeah.
I mean, who's expected? I mean, are the big names playing tomorrow for Leeds? Do you think, Mal? I mean, I think Rafinha's playing, isn't he?
Oh, Rafinha, Harrison. Yeah, I mean,
if Rafinha and Harrison are playing, then Leeds are going to beat us.
We've got Trippier though, so calm down.
I mean, I'll go through the team if you wish, but.
Yeah, we'll come on to the team. I mean, Danielle, you mentioned Trippier there, but unfortunately, we've still got our centre-backs. We've been unable to bring anybody in for the Leeds game, which we were really, really hoping for at least 2 signings.
I thought you'd have had some. Really surprised.
Well, I think if we play Dummett, I think the one we've got to worry about is Lascelles, because let's be honest, he's just a terrible footballer. Like, there's just nothing about him. I don't know how he's captain. He shouldn't be captain.
Yep.
And if it was up to me, he wouldn't wear that shirt ever again. But unfortunately, it's not.
A friend told me today that ACM's carrying a knock. Is that right?
He's always carrying a knock.
He's always carrying a knock. He'll come on for the warm-up like the mummy. He'll have more bandages on him than what the mummy did when it rose in that film. Honestly, just ridiculous, man. Every time he gets tackled, he sort of waves to everybody. He's like, "Oh, look at me, I'm injured." You know, and it's like, well, get on with it.
And a 60-minute limp, yeah.
Oh, the 60-minute
If he does that, if he does that after 3 minutes, I'll be happy.
Well, he might if he doesn't fancy it, to be honest. But here, there's a comment coming here from Toon Dave. Wood to score. Wonder how he'd celebrate. Did he leave on good or bad terms, Mal?
I think it was okay. I think it was just a money deal. We got 15 million for him.
Yeah.
But personally, he had one good season. He hadn't done up for Burnley, so I don't know.
Listen, we'll just a little sort of disclaimer before we go any further, guys. I've seen a lot of trolling going on in various people's videos today, and well, not so much trolling, but some sort of disgusting comments and things like that. These conversations are open for debate, but adult debate. So if anyone gets out of hand, the mods are under instructions now to chuck you off the stream, because basically, you know, this is supposed to be a friendly place where people can debate in an adult way. Yeah, you might not agree with something that's been said. Put it in an adult way. Discuss it. That's what the whole adult discussion is for. So any crap that comes on here from now on, you're getting chucked off. They're under instructions. Well,
Julie would anyway.
Julia's head mod has just sort of decided that, you know, enough's enough. So if you want to argue with Julie, be my guest. She'll kill yous. So just be assured, just keep it adult, guys, and let's not go out of control. You know, even if we disagree with certain points, that is fine. That's what football is all about, opinions. Mr. Statman Alex.
Evening.
Are you disappointed that we haven't signed anybody?
I can't. I don't know if I'm disappointed, because I'm not surprised. Because it was quite evident a few days ago that Sevilla were trying to play this card of, we want him to play against Valencia and maybe another one, and it's as many people have been saying, people who are on our side and against us, they've concurred with that these teams are taking the mick now by suggesting a fee, and then when we match it, they add on another 5, and then when we match that, they add on another 5, and it's just, I don't know what people were expecting. And a lot of people are saying we're throwing our toys out the pram. I think we knew this could have happened, and we were prepared for this. We've not got a director of football in place, but they have brought in advisors to try and stop this. But and with the loan things as well, Man U have been messing people around left, right, and centre with their fringe players. I'm not surprised we didn't have anybody in. I thought we would get somebody in by the Leeds game, but not for the Leeds game. I thought we might have been able to drag one over the line last night or today, maybe tomorrow, but it's just it's really just not happened.
Well, apparently Sevilla are saying that that they're happy for Carlos to go, but they want him to play tomorrow, and then they're happy for him to leave. So we may well hear something about Carlos Sunday, Monday.
Well, I watched the game against Valencia. It was very interesting. He was very good as well.
He was. But listen, as you've said many times, people have been saying about Carlos, saying, he's prone to a mistake or giving a penalty away. However, Sevilla have the best defensive record in the league.
I watched 90 minutes of him, and they do what Man City do. So they were pushing so far up the pitch, they had 2 at the back. And he was cleaning up from pressure. He was fine. He was calm, collected. Valencia's goal was not anything to do with him.
No, it wasn't.
He looked really, really solid. Really, it didn't look like the pressure had got to him. He played a good game. And Valencia played amazing. They were unlucky not to win, but Sevilla just, as winning teams do, they managed to hold on and keep the draw. Yeah. And he was.
I wonder what that's
brilliant.
like.
You might find out tomorrow.
Yeah,
I doubt it.
I doubt it very much. Shira69, thanks for the £5 super chat. Glad you're back on the mend. Wish how does the changes I said this afternoon with the defence. Maybe he will. Julie's asking if we've hit 8K yet. We were 14 away when we went live. 14 subs away from 8,000, which is a rapidly growing channel. One of the fastest Newcastle channels on YouTube, it has to be said. And that's not blowing me on trumpet. That's down to you guys and everybody who is part of this channel. So 14 away. So if you're not subscribed yet, please do consider it. Like the show if you enjoy it. You can, as Shira69 done there, you can donate to the channel if you hit the super chat button at the bottom of the live comments. And also you can become a member if you hit the join button, which is next to the subscribe or subscribed buttons. So here we go. We may well hit 8,000 on the stream. We may well not, but hey ho. Chris says, I think we are all disappointed this week with transfer business. Jake, who is, of course, a Leeds fan. Evening, guys. We might be favourites, but good to see spirits and hopes still high after the game. Mirror opposite of the last 15 years.
Are we favourites?
No.
Oh, are we?
No.
No, I was going to say.
No, we're never favourites for anything.
No, surely not.
God, Alex.
Come on.
He's a Leeds
man.
He's a Leeds fan.
Jake.
He's a Leeds fan.
Jake's a Leeds fan, yeah.
Okay. I'm so confused. There's no way the bookies have got us favourites, surely.
Gracious me, Alex. What are you talking about, young man? Favourites? God almighty. We've been favourites a few times this season, but not for winning games. For maybe conceding 3 or 4 or losing a game, yeah. But apparently Chippers says you look like Bielsa, Mal. Have you ever been told that?
I wish I had his money.
Well, yeah. I mean, Chippers does have... Chippers does have various problems with his hearing, his eyesight, his virginity, everything. He's just got a serious issue, as you probably well know watching the channel. Anyway, glad to see you recovering well, Paul. Thanks, bud. Abs, get well soon. Thank you. What in God's green earth was that?
My phone.
Ah.
But it's in my pocket, so I don't know what you heard
know
it.
What that sounded like? It sounded like one of them bloody when he used to put a ruler on the edge of the desk and used to twang it.
It's my doorbell.
Dear God. How the other half live?
Yeah.
Good evening, Rossi. Bielsa's doppelganger, so apparently you do look like him. Leeds should win tomorrow, says Matthew. Good evening, Mark. Good evening, Wendy. Yeah, I'm feeling a little bit better, thank you. Caitlin and Nick, even if people hope we can get a result tomorrow, should we postpone them? Has that ever come into Leeds' thoughts to try and get a game postponed, Mal? Because I believe that Bielsa's highly against it, isn't he?
Yeah. I mean, against West Ham, he had a 15-year-old on bench.
Yeah, you did, yeah.
Yeah. Somewhere down Eddie Gray's tree, his great nephew or someone. I don't know the exact. It's in the Gray family.
Well, if he's as good as Eddie Gray, he'll go a long way, definitely.
Well, this is it, isn't it? And
yeah.
If Bielsa thinks he's good enough at 15, then way to argue.
Yep. Ryan says, "Hey Mal, where's your translator?" Obviously again. Thomas says, "Is Dipsy the cat?" Is that Dipsy the cat? Yeah. Who is also, by the way, Dipsy the cat is a very special part of the poster for the Toon review, of course, sitting on Danielle's checkbook. I love Alex's sunglasses with stats.
I do.
Stats written in the. He loves
it. Get some.
Indeed. Patrick Bamford out again tomorrow for you, Mal. I mean, who's going to take his place?
Well, it's been Dan James for the past few weeks.
As a striker?
Yeah.
Right?
But he's not cutting it. I mean, I thought that's what Rodrigo were brought in for, but he's not cutting it either.
Well, the thing is, I mean, I read somewhere today that somebody tweet me or something saying that Dan James is going to destroy us. It may well have been on the stream live show earlier on.
But Joe Geldart, if anybody.
Yeah. I mean,
he's a little flyer.
Well, we don't do well against pace, Danielle, do we? I mean,
no, because Dad's army at the back. That's why.
But he's got to have a fitness test, I think, hasn't he? He's not a dead certain. I
don't know. I know he's available, but he's got such a low centre of gravity. He's just like a little Messi. He's absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, him and Tyler Roberts have both got fitness tests, apparently.
Right.
Interesting. Straffy says, evening all and welcome, Mal. Hope you get better soon. Hightower. Jesus.
Hightower.
Interesting. Matthew says we're going to get beat 3-1. That might actually be a decent result for us. Tiger Studios, Paul, who's signing? What's your sources saying? Nothing at the minute. Absolutely nothing. The disabled team say hi, Big Mally.
All right, Stuart.
So
good friends of mine, Paul.
Good, yeah. Well, they're welcome on the channel. I've got a lot of Leeds subscribers, to be honest. So
they've got their own channel. It's a father-son effort. Really good.
Oh, brilliant. Father-son as well. That sounds really good. John thinks 3-1 to Leeds, and he loves watching them. I think 3-1 to the Toon. Stephen says centre backs or glass backs. Oh no, Harrison is playing. Mal Harrison. Yeah. I mean, he's had his fair share of injuries, I believe. But he's
no.
Has he not?
No, not Harrison. He's been pretty.
It's 17 appearances.
Pretty reliable.
Was he not injured last season?
I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. I've read somewhere.
I'm surprised he don't get injured because he tackles himself that many times.
Yeah, I mean, he got a hat-trick last week.
We've got one of them as well that tackles himself.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
We do.
I mean, he's obviously going to be a threat tomorrow, isn't he? Because I think he'll be rubbing his hands as well.
His confidence will be sky high. But Rafinha's the one you've got to watch.
Yeah. Playing against our defence, I mean, these guys must be thinking, rubbing hands together, thinking, they haven't managed to bring anybody in. They've still got Lascelles and Shah in the middle. Alex, do you think he's going to play those two again, or do you think he might surprise us tomorrow?
In with the hard questions.
Well,
I have absolutely no idea. No idea. Lewis is back fit. The only dead certain is Richie's got a knock, so he's out. Not that he was going to play anyway. So he could do. I mean, it's a contrasting situation to recent weeks in that he could actually do 4 or 5 different things now. He could play Dummett left centre back in a back 4. Yeah. He could bring Lewis back into the fold, or he could keep Dummett as a left back. There's a few different things he could play around with, and I'm really just not sure. I think he's just going to keep the captain in because he's the captain. So I think it's going to be another Lascelles and Shah, and I think he'll probably favour Dummett for the fact he played 90 minutes. He did well. I've heard some people knocking him though, and you need to, as you guys say, give your heads a wobble. He was amazing. What you want about it? He was good on the eye, and he was good statistically the other day. Dummett was great. Yeah. And it would be weird if Dummett got dropped. So I would probably say Dummett straight back in, unless Howe's got some magical plan with Lewis and overlaps. But that scares me against Leeds.
I don't understand the people that were complaining about Dummett last week, considering how long it's been since he played a full 90 minutes, and he stayed on the pitch for 90 minutes.
I was amazed he did a full 90.
Yeah,
absolutely amazed.
I thought he was going to give him maybe 65 minutes or something, but to last the 90 and still put in tackles like he was doing in the sort of last few minutes of the game.
And our winning run of form last year when Willock was scoring coincided with him coming back from injury into the squad as well. So every time he's been part of the squad, he's played well.
Well, I guess time will tell. Wendy said John had 2 Leeds guys on his show and they said they would tear our defence apart. Your thoughts, Paul?
They will.
Well, and it's hard to...
Oh, your mic's gone, Paul.
Your mic's gone.
Talk to us, Paul.
I'm here. Don't worry.
Hey.
I'm here, but me headphones gone off for a second, so I'm just gonna have to switch the old headphones back on. But stupid bloody things. I can still hear you anyway. It's just these mics are very
attack. Should we be scared?
Yeah, exactly. Right, I'm coming back because I can't get my headphones on. 2 seconds. You talk among yourselves.
Cool.
I think if we play like we did last weekend, we've got no chance. And the weekend before as well, actually.
Your biggest shot is, I think, with counter, because our wing backs play so high. At times you'll see Dallas as a winger, and you'll see Erling as a winger. Yeah. So as wing backs are so high, if you can get us on counter and you've got speed merchants like ASM,
well,
can happen.
Maybe. You guys, I've noticed in the stats, you guys have got a really high foul count in every game. It seems like you do the Manchester City tactical foul things to stop the counters. I mean, I could be wrong. That's just what it looks like.
Luke Haling's good at that. He's brilliant at.
Or they just go through you like steam trains, which is what we'd like to see in our team, to be fair.
I would like to see a bit of something.
Yeah. Ronald, thanks for the £5 super chat. Hi, footy fans. Hi, Paul. Nice to see you. Hi, Mods. Nice work. Geordie Toon for life. My God, that picture flatters you. Well, you can take your face for a shit. Julie says the Watford game was pretty dire from what I'd seen. Dire is not the word. It was dreadful. Dreadful. Brian says hello, Paul, Danielle and Alex. Thomas is in love with something again.
The cat,
watching the Watford versus Norwich game, I'm even more confident that we'll be okay. DJ will play as a striker. I take it that's Dan James. Yeah. Marching on together. Roberts is back, so is
Joe Geltart. Geltart. Young lad, great.
So you have got players coming back by the looks of things, Mal.
Yeah, Geltart and Roberts, as Alex says, they're in for a fitness check, which I don't know about, but
yeah, they probably should pass it. It'd be weird if they didn't.
Well, it's Newcastle. They will pass, Alex.
Yes, they will.
We've lost Forshaw and Firpo. They're both hamstrings. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, we know all about muscle injuries at Newcastle.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Out running that you do.
Yeah.
I mean,
was that a little? Hang on a minute. Was that a little sarky remark there from Mal about us running around chasing the ball?
We can run now. Eddie Howe's taught us how to move.
Dear God, Mal,
you'll have to run tomorrow, lad.
Oh yeah.
Well, I know that.
Oh, God, I'll be running at my house.
This will be really interesting. This is the first time we'll have faced Leeds with pressing Newcastle and not a sit back deep Newcastle. So it will be kind of interesting to see how they do.
Yeah, but you say that, Alex. But if we take the lead, you know what happens.
Yeah, we just sit back.
We might take the lead after 5 minutes, and then suddenly we'll just say, "There you go, Leeds. Have the ball for the rest of the game," because we'll just sit back.
Yeah.
It was obvious what Watford were going to do last week. They were going to score. It was always on the cards, and then bollocks. Jake says, disagree, Mal. James might not be a proper stand-in for Bamford yet, but he never stops working and his pressing is excellent. Has done very well to disrupt the opposition. Shame he's not scoring more. But I think that's what you meant, wasn't it? That his work rate's there, but his goal ratio is not great.
Totally agree. He's a right little speed merchant. He's excellent.
One of those.
Excellent.
Just go straight through the middle of us like a steam train tomorrow. Just head down, Bugs Bunny or Roadrunner, whoever you want to call him, and Jamal Lascelles will still be on the halfway line going, what the hell was that?
Yeah, he's great at closing down. He'll tackle your fullback near your corner flag.
Yeah. Well, it'll be interesting because Kieran Trippier's at fullback and Paul Dummett's on the other side, hopefully. So I think the way Paul Dummett tackles, I think Dan James won't want to have that go through him.
Well, they're both Welsh, aren't they? You'll know.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. But they never played together, I don't think, in a Wales outfit because, let's face it, Dummett's been injured since 1987, so I don't think they played together at all. And on the other side, we've got Kieran Trippier. So for me, if I was Dan James, I'd go straight through the middle. Just part of the Red Sea and straight 100%. Down the middle.
Well, Trippier will be up against Addison and Dallas.
Harrison, yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm not worried about that, Mal. You know, I'm not worried about Trippier. It's
the middle. Dallas be on the right.
Everybody else.
Right,
sorry?
I thought Dallas would be on the right. Does he not play right back or right mid?
He'll be playing left back tomorrow because Firpo's out.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Listen, Leeds will not go down the flanks. They will not play wingers. They will put 10 men straight through our middle. Because if you look at the midfield, our problems start from the midfield, i.e. we're not strong enough in midfield. You know, if he goes with the same three tomorrow, i.e. Shelvey...
Don't even say it. I can't.
Yeah, cover your ears. Longstaff players, we're in deep shit because they will go straight through us. And then they come to the two centre-backs and they're standing still like traffic cones and you think, I just have no confidence in the spine of our team. The spine is completely... just not there. It's broken. It's snapped, isn't it? It's gone.
Mm-hmm, yeah. And they don't have confidence either. So obviously, look, if Longstaff plays tomorrow, I'm not going to be happy. So this is like a 24-hour warning in advance of the review show. If Longstaff's on that team sheet tomorrow, it's not going to be a pleasant watch.
Geordie Toon for Life says, Paul, father, son for a channel is great, but you've got your granddaughter with you. Only joke, you cheeky. Do you know what? Some of my subscribers I really don't like. Is Leeds against Newcastle on Sky? No, it's not. It's a 3 o'clock kickoff, so it is available, but I shall say no more. I'm not allowed, basically. 4-0, the Dons, says Chris. Craig says, do Leeds fear St. Maximin, or are they not bothered by him?
Yeah, we do.
Why?
We do. He's just a beast of a man, isn't he? He might not be able to...
Hang on, Mal. I need to put you right there with that phrase, because he's just not a beast of a man. If he was a beast of a man, he wouldn't roll around like a cabbage half the time. He wouldn't come out... Listen, I love Maxi, right? I love what he can do, and I love what he could be. But at the moment, it's all about him. It's a St. Maximin show. And it really annoys me at times when he goes down and he sits on the floor looking around for the referee, and I just want him to get back up and get on with the game.
Is he an ego? Is he an ego in dressing room?
Well, I'd say he's got the ego the size of Iceland or something like that. I mean, it is quite sort of large. I mean, Alex, would you say he's got an ego?
I don't know if he shows it verbally, but he's definitely got one on the pitch. He likes to be a bit selfish. Definitely with his football, he's got an ego. I don't know about personality-wise, but...
He just doesn't pass the ball, does he? He just doesn't pass the ball. All you need to do, Mal, is put 3 players on him, and that's it. Done.
That's most likely what will happen.
I can't wait.
That's what they're doing.
I can't wait for this.
But I put him in the same bracket as Traore. It's like a beast of a man that just takes everybody on.
I've compared him to Traore quite a few times, i.e., he'll get to the final third, and then he'll sort of once in 10, 15 times he'll score a goal. The rest of the time he loses the ball, or he starts hearing "Beat It" from Michael Jackson, and he thinks he's got to do 25 step overs in a freaking moonwalk, and it doesn't work because he loses the ball. So but the problem is, Alex, as you said before, it's like 60 minutes and then you don't see him.
Yeah.
I think he might have more luck against Leeds, because Leeds are very much, we're going to play our formation and we're going to play our game. Unfortunately for Maxi, his side is Rafinha. And who do you think is going to start right back for you? Do you think it's going to be Ayling's going to move over?
Or... No, because
I'll take that.
We'll have Llorente and Strike as a centre-backs. And they'd be my first choice centre-backs every game. Even with a fit
Maxi.
Cooper.
Because I think that's an unnatural right back. And Rafinha is your biggest goal threat with 10 goal contributions. He's going to want to be up the other way. So I think there's going to be space, especially with Koch. If Koch plays in the middle, he's had very poor stats recently. He's been quite poor. I don't know how he's played visually. I've only watched one Leeds game recently. So I think there'll be a lot of space for Maxi. Not because of naivety, but just because Bielsa likes to just play his own game, his own formation. So I think he might get some luck. Well, I don't know. We'll see. I think watch the space for Maxi tomorrow, unless he gets munched early on.
Rafinha's been really good at coming back and helping full back out.
Yeah, that'll be an
up
interesting
and down
battle.
that park.
See, that's what ASM doesn't do. He doesn't come back. He doesn't track back, which puts us under a lot of pressure.
Bielsa would hate Maxi in your team. He wouldn't have him. He wouldn't have him.
Well, that's why everybody's been on about ASM being this wonder player and stuff like that, but nobody has had a sniff of interest in him in the transfer window, and you have to ask yourself why. And Newcastle could then turn around and say, "Oh, we don't want to sell him." Fair enough. That's fine, but don't say stupid things like he's world class and things like that, because he isn't.
I feel depressed.
Why?
Because I know what's coming. I just know it. I know what's coming.
You never know. Leeds have conceded 39 goals this season, so they're nearly as bad as us defensively. I wouldn't worry about it.
I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a great game.
Oh, I bet you're looking forward to it,
It's either going to be 4-4 or 0-0, judging by our
I think
defences.
it might be a high-scoring game tomorrow, to be honest. Paul says, is that a Darlow shirt, Paul? How are the lads? Joe Hattrick tomorrow. Mind, I've had a few buds and a fireball. Fireball? Yes, it is, Paul. It's a Darlington shirt. Indeed, it is. I
Fireball.
like to support the lower teams by getting their shirts, and I quite like the Darlington one. What the hell is a fireball?
It's a shot.
Oh, I'm just not done with the kids anymore, mate, for shots and shit.
I mean, it
like
was
that.
back in the day when I was going out, mine, but that's a long time ago.
Yeah. How long, Danielle? Maybe,
Have a guess.
I'm not even going to try and guess. I know you're not much younger than me, to be honest, so I can't, but I'm not.
No. I'm 40 this year.
Well, you said it, not me. Nigel says Leeds play fantastic attacking football and they'll destroy us tomorrow.
Oh, I can't even like this.
Chris says Leeds will steamroll Newcastle.
Yeah.
We need some positivity tonight, says Sean. Alex, hit us with some positivity.
I will. So they've only scored 24 goals this season. It's not that bad. It's not that much more than us. So they don't steamroll anybody. They've not been doing it all season. It might look like great football, but they're not pumping goals in against anybody. It's not happening.
Until Newcastle arrive at Elland Road.
I was going to say that.
Harrison's got a hat-trick against West Ham the other day, but he's got two XG for the season. So he's not even supposed to have scored 3, never mind the 4 he's actually got all season. So overall, their strikers are not scoring at all. Dan James has got 2. Rodrigo's got 2. Harrison's got 4 because of the hat-trick against West Ham. The only person that's putting the goals in for them is their version of Maxi, which is Rafinha, with 8 goals, 2 assists.
Yeah.
It's not as impressive as you think. They're on 1.1 points per game. They've got 3 home wins all season. They're not scoring that much. They're conceding an absolute ton. They feel like how our season would have gone if we'd have won some of those close draws. That's what Leeds are in right now, position wise. It's not as terrifying as people are saying. That these forwards have got frightening pressing stats. I've got them down. They are absolutely frightening. Dan James's pressing as a forward is ridiculous. That is a bit scary with our defense, but they're not as terrifying as everybody's making out. They look great, but if we can play anywhere near as well as we did against Man U, then we're in the game. If we play against like we did against Watford and Cambridge, then no. It depends who turns up. So we'll see. But we're in with a shout. Their stats aren't great.
Alex, I hate to be a party pooper, but you say Leeds haven't done this and they haven't done that, but I don't know if you're aware that we've only won once this season.
That's true.
So where does the optimism come from?
I applaud your efforts, though. I do applaud your
definitely.
efforts.
And I was up there last week. I said 4-1, didn't I, against Watford?
I said 3-0.
4-0, whatever it was. And I fell down to earth in a crashing bad way. In fact, I think that's why I got COVID, because I got punished for suggesting such a ridiculous thing as a 4-0 win for Newcastle. We struggled to score more than 1 goal.
Yeah.
I mean, when was the last time we scored more than 1?
Probably Brentford.
Yes.
Have we scored more than that since Brentford? Not sure.
And we still didn't beat them. I just have to put that in there. But listen, I mean, football is a crazy game. And especially against Leeds United. Because let's face it, it's a derby for Leeds and it's a derby for Newcastle because there's no other clubs around us.
Yeah.
Hello, Sunderland fans.
At the moment.
So, at the moment, there's... Danielle, shh. Let's just enjoy it while we can, right?
I can't. I'm miserable.
Hello, Smoggies as well. How are you doing? So, what I'm trying to say is, it's a crazy game. It normally is crazy against Leeds. But I cannot see us scoring that many. I mean, Eddie Howe's big and Chris Wood up today. I mean, Danielle, what did you think about Eddie Howe's comments today saying that, Chris Wood had a good game last week? Because I certainly didn't see that.
Well, I mean, I've got to be fair to him. He's only had 1 game. So I think
but
he was isolated. There wasn't much service going in. I don't know. Like, I've said what I've had to say about Wood. I thought it was a panic buy. I thought they needed someone in because of Wilson, so they bought him. That's what I think. I would never have paid 25 million for him. Good luck to him. Like, obviously, I'm back him 100%. But I don't know. Eddie Howe said a lot for himself today that is questionable.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
But I don't really have any comment to say on Wood at the moment. It's too early.
Yeah. You're not going to badmouth your players, are you, in public?
I do, actually, quite ready. We do on this channel.
on this channel, yes, but people.
But the manager.
No. And I think if we remember back, to good old Brucey, he did it once, and then he lived to regret it quite soon after when he called out Richie, and then there was hell on in the training ground, fighting and all that carry on.
I remember talking to a Bournemouth fan when Eddie Howe took over, and he said that Eddie Howe was renowned for, never ever criticising his players in a public way in the mainstream media, but he was known to be, very vocal in the dressing room, and that came from various sources at Bournemouth, and that's
how it should be.
That's how to manage. You don't throw your players under the bus in public.
Nope.
But I think what I meant to say is he could have worded it a little bit differently than say he had a good game. He could have said, "Oh, he put himself about, and with more with a little more training with his new teammates, he can become a real force," something like that. Rather than say he had a good game, because we didn't put many crosses in for him to attack in the box, but the balls that he was challenging for in the air, they seemed to bounce off his chest and run away, and
he only won
build anything
four
up.
aerial duels, which wasn't good enough. Yeah.
So there you go. Wayne, who's a Leeds fan, says, I think you're going to turn up tomorrow. Be a good game. May the best team win. See, I like Leeds fans. You know that, right?
Canny bunch, man.
I think there's a mutual respect between both Leeds and Newcastle.
Definitely, without a doubt. And yes, you're going to get your arseholes from each side, right? Each fan base, you've got them. But I think the majority of proper football fans, I think between Leeds and Newcastle, there is that northern respect, because we know how the southern media feels about northern teams and stuff like that. And Leeds have had the fair share of crap from the pundits over the time, and I just think there's a lot of Leeds fans subscribe to my channel, and I really genuinely thank them for that. They obviously like a bit of football banter. A lot of them said that they signed up to watch the channel because I lose me rag and stuff like that, which is fair enough. But there is that mutual respect there. They're all saying may the best team win and stuff like that, and it's just nice to have that good banter, Alex, with Leeds fans, rather than fans coming on saying, "Oh, blood money," and all of this kind of crap.
Not like them down the road. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Which
I think the thing is as well, both sides, the local supporters.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes.
They're not coming in from all over the country.
All right,
I live in Cardiff now, but
Hyde now.
That's by the by. But the fans that go to the games,
don't sound Welsh, Mal, to be fair. So there you go. I think we know, where your accent's from, but that's what I'm saying. I mean, did I detect a tiny little bit of a dig at Manchester United there?
No.
With fans coming from all over the country, Mal.
I see what you mean. Yeah, no.
I thought you was talking about City, to be fair.
I like Man City. I like Man City. I like the type of football.
Your accent, Mal. Every now and again, I hear a twinge of Liam Gallagher.
Why is he from Leeds?
No, but you sound very sort of Manchester Leeds.
Oh, no, Leeds until 9 years ago when I retired.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. I'm wrong again. I'm very rarely wrong, but I'm always right.
I wouldn't say that. But anyway.
Yes, Danielle. Why isn't Eddie Howe giving Anderson a game? Danielle.
He's obviously, I don't know, ask Eddie Howe. The other week when we played in the FA Cup, I honestly thought, he's going to bring the kids on. And when I saw the team sheet, I thought, wow, he's really going for it here. Yeah. But then afterwards, I was thinking, we've got kids on the bench. Why isn't he giving them a go? Why are we making defensive substitutions when we've got options on the bench and the kids? Why? There's so many questions I've got, Paul, about that.
I realise that, and I'd love to get Eddie Howe on the show just to chat with you, Danielle.
I'd love to have a little chat with him.
I know you would. Yes, as you stroke your cat there like a Bond villain, it's very... It's very daunting. I think if Eddie is watching this, he'll think, I am not going face to face with that woman. Look at the way she's sitting there, stroking that cat like she's going to just blow the world up or something like that, and just survive in a nuclear bunker for 5 years. Ben, I think you've been smoking something weird tonight, mate. Leeds 0, Newcastle 5 with a Joe Linton brace, a Wood brace, and a Trippier goal from a free kick.
That's not going to happen.
No,
Joe's never scored more than one in a game, I don't think.
Exactly. And this is what I mean. I've daftly said a few times before, Joe Linton hat-trick and stuff like that. But, I then punched myself in the face and realised how stupid I sounded. Ryan said they need to stay clear of that player. If you ask me, wouldn't bother with him. I don't think we're going to get him anyway. J7 will have Rafinha in his pocket, says Yano.
Oh, I love Big Joe. And do you know what it is? I have to say, what a change we've had in Joe Linton since Eddie Howe came in. And he's the only one, bar Trippier, last weekend, who just played with his heart, and it meant something to him, and you could see it. And I just thought, like, the past since August, all I've done is say what a terrible footballer he is, and I was completely and utterly wrong. Clearly, it was the management that he had and the training that he was getting or lack of.
Yeah.
I love Joe Linton. I feel safe with Joe Linton in midfield. I do. I feel safe. It's just everyone else around him that's the problem.
I mean, Mal, from an outsider looking in, obviously, I know you see plenty of Newcastle and stuff like that because you follow this, you subscribe to this channel and stuff. So I know you know a bit about our team as well. I mean, from an outsider looking in, when we signed Joe Linton at 40 million quid, there was no way in hell he looked like a 40 million pound striker. He isn't a striker. But Eddie Howe's playing him in this midfield role, which he seems to have found his ground, if you like, his proper position. I mean, what are your thoughts on him?
I like him. I like Joe Linton, yeah. But then again, I like Shelvey, so that blows that out of water.
Well, look, I mean, Shelvey is always going to split Newcastle fans, but I think Shelvey has been really good under Eddie Howe, and I think Shelvey has been severely restricted because of the lack of players around him that are making runs. Nobody is making runs for him. Shelvey is like a quarterback for an American football team. He thrives when players make runs for him. If you look at Trippier across the other side of the pitch, he makes runs for Shelvey all the time. 9 out of 10 times, Shelvey puts it right onto his shoe, right? And that's what Shelvey's all about. And he gets his head up straight away and he tries to look for players making forward runs. But the problem is, Alex, all we've seen is players making sideways and backwards runs, and that doesn't help Shelvey's game.
Yeah. I mean, most of the good play we saw from Fraser and Trippier together on that right wing the other day was because it was sprayed out from Shelvey appropriately at the right times. He was doing the switches. He's just playing where he's been told to play. People are whinging that he's not making runs into the box. That's not his game, and that's also not what he's being told to do. He's being told to sit there in that position and spray the ball about. And he didn't lose the ball. He wasn't erratic. He was very, very calm at the base of that sort of little midfield. There wasn't anything. He didn't do anything wrong. He even did the last-ditch tackle to stop them going through on goal and took a yellow for it. And people said that was bad. Like, what did you want him to do? Let the man go? Like, it was that or possibly concede. So, I think he's been fine. He just needs more runners. There's nobody to hit. There was Longstaff made a couple of weird right-sided runs that he found, and then Longstaff got it, and then isn't talented enough to know what to do with it on the edge of the box. He doesn't know what to do with it. I mean,
everything you've said actually reminds me of Calvin Phillips. That role,
we wish he had Calvin Phillips' stamina a little bit more than that. He's improved his fitness, but it's not quite Phillips-wise. Phillips is a machine.
I mean, he's a big miss for Leeds, isn't he, Mal?
Oh, it's huge. Yeah, it's huge.
I mean, what kind of things are Leeds missing without Calvin Phillips?
I think there's meaty tackles, breaking up play.
Yeah.
He can read a ball, and he can spray a pass, like you were saying about Shelvey.
Yeah.
And
of course, he was linked to Newcastle. He still may be in the future. Ellis has dropped Shelvey, have Joe Linton and Anderson. Look, we need 3 in there tomorrow. There's no doubt about it. So, for me, Shelvey plays. And for me, Hendrick.
Same.
Now, I took so much flack last week when I said I'd rather have Hendrick in there instead of Longstaff and Willock. And why? Because, listen, Hendrick might not be the best with the football at his feet, right? But one thing about Jeff Hendrick is he's a hard worker, he's a grafter, and he'll win tackles. Now, if Eddie Howe played him and just said, right, just win the ball, play it off to Joe Linton or play it off to Shelvey, you do the dirty work for the other 2 midfielders. And Jeff Hendrick is somebody who will do that. And I've said all along, he came on against Wolves when I was down there and I put my head down thinking, oh, Christ, here we go. but he had one of his. He was one of the better players on the pitch for me. He worked his ass off. He scored a goal, and I just think, Danielle, somebody like that could do a job doing all the dirty work for Joe Linton and Shelvey.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I agreed with you last week. Longstaff and Willock. Longstaff just not good enough. Willock's there's something going on outside of the game, outside of football with him, I think. His head's just not here. So I think, look, we need to try something different. We've tried every kind of combination. Nothing's working. So put Hendrick in. That's what I'm saying about Longstaff, about if he's on that team sheet tomorrow. Like, I'll just not be able to cope anymore with this. We need a change, and we need to change tomorrow. Like, it's all right early in the season because we just thought, we'll be all right. But now it's a crunch. Now, like, we've got no more time to waste. So I think he has to. For me, he has to be in midfield.
I mean, that's the thing, Alex, isn't it? I mean, we have to try and change something because, we keep playing these same players week in, week out and trying them. Either Willock misses out, Longstaff misses out. There's never anybody else comes in. Hendrick sits on his arse when, one thing about Jeff Hendrick is he'll work twice as hard as what Willock and Longstaff have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was willing to let Longstaff have another roll of the dice and see if he could replicate his Man United performance, and he didn't do it. So I'm not a big fan of Hendrick, but Willock's had a run of games in that role. Longstaff's had a run of games in that role, and neither of them have stepped up. So Hendrick's next in line. I mean, I said I'd give everybody a clean slate under Howe. Hendrick's not had that chance yet. So I've never liked Hendrick as a player at all. Apart from that Wolves game, I just hate the way he plays. Sideways passes, and I don't think he's got the work rate you guys seem to think he has. But I'll give him his clean slate. He's been training under Howe. Fine, we'll put him next to Shelvey and Joe Linton, and maybe he'll surprise me. Hopefully, he can't be any worse than what Longstaff's been doing the last 2 games. So yeah, for me, he deserves his chance. I'll agree with that because there's nobody else to play there. Yeah,
I mean,
why not?
You see, he goes sideways a lot, Alex. But when he signed for us, he scored a couple of goals. He was playing as a winger for some ridiculous reason. I mean, only Steve Bruce can answer that. Yeah. So I don't listen. Do I think Jeff Hendrick's the answer to all our problems? Of course not, right? Oh. But what I'm saying is just to try and change it up a little bit, to try and get a bit of, a bit of aggression in that midfield. That we
it's a very fair shout for sure. Yeah, definitely. I'd be fine with that.
But I just don't think that Jeff Hendrick has been given a fair shot since he's been at Newcastle, if I'm honest. Because when he's played under Bruce, he was played on the wings. And Jeff Hendrick is not a winger, never in a million years. He's always played in the centre of midfield. So I don't believe that he's actually been in his proper position, since he's been at the club.
It's like getting flashbacks, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Everyone playing in different positions that aren't their positions. Like, honestly, I'd take what we have now than Bruce Ball mind. I would.
I mean, where do you think Leeds are going to win the game tomorrow, Mal?
Down wings. It's got to be. It's got to be. Yeah.
But are you? I mean, we spoke about obviously Trippier and Dummett. Which side do you think Bielsa would target? Would it be Dummett because he's been out for so long?
It's Rafinha every time.
Yeah.
Rafinha he's the danger man.
Yeah.
He loves to cut in onto his left foot.
I think Joe Linton's going to have him though, because Joe Linton.
Ooh, Alex.
Fighting talk.
Well, if anybody's been watching the last few games, in the first 20 to 30 minutes, Joe Linton always pops up at left back and munches somebody. He's always sort of appears at left back. And that's where Rafinha's going to be. So I think in the first 30 minutes, his instruction is going to be go in that corner, if Rafinha's on the ball, and get rid of it. Right, I think he's going to have a mare, Rafinha. I think Joe Linton is going to look forward to tomorrow.
Half at time, I don't even know what positions Leeds players are playing. Because on team sheet, you'll say, oh, yeah, he's right back, he's right wing, whatever. Through game, they're everywhere.
Yeah, I saw that. When you look at their average, when you look at the formation posted and then the heat map, it's like
they're all over the place.
Yeah, it's really strange.
I mean, we sort of know about that, but for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah, we do.
We had like a weird pear shape, didn't we?
Yeah.
The Bruce thing.
I'm still suffering from PTSD, to be honest.
I know.
Oh.
Gavin says Koch was amazing. It was immense against West Ham, and don't forget he's been out for months, so still getting towards 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a big win for you guys against West Ham. It wasn't expected, was it?
No, it wasn't expected. It wasn't expected that Jack Harrison would get an hat-trick.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. Leeds playing Koch, Lorente, him, Elland, and... How many weird names have Leeds got, man? Jesus Christ. Why can't they put letters in the right place to pronounce the names properly? I mean, look at that one. Who the hell is Hijeldi? Or Helda, or whatever.
Cracking centre-back, under 23 centre-back. Is really good. He's got a big future in front of him.
Listen, I don't doubt for 1 second he's a good player. I just wish they'd spell the names differently. It's just really annoying. ASM should be put on in the last 40 minutes. Don't have him in the starting lineup. A lot of people have said that before as well. I think Maxi... and the amazing Jeff Hendrick will score tomorrow, 2-1. Maxi is just a selfish player and isn't world class. Koch will be hard for Newcastle. Oh, really? Does he tend to like Newcastle a lot?
Yeah, I think
you had to go there, mind, didn't you?
Yeah.
Hey, listen, don't tell me nobody else's mind went there when I read that out. Danielle, don't lie.
It's down to pronunciation. I'd sooner say Koch.
Is he really that good? People seem to be singing
really
about him.
Stirring the pot tonight, aren't you?
I know you're being controversial tonight, Alex. I love it.
Well, isn't he ever?
Yeah, he's just not got. I mean, I don't watch much Leeds, so it's only stats. You got to take stats with a pinch of salt. But he doesn't look incredible statistically. And I've only watched one game, and he wasn't in it. So
as an international, so.
Oh, he's only made 4 appearances this season, hasn't he?
Because he's been out. He's been injured. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see.
Yeah,
it's an interesting one. I think he's played centre back as well, hasn't he? He swaps between midfield and centre back. So
it does. Yeah.
I'm just going to sit back and watch this tennis match between you two on the bottom here.
That's exactly what I was doing there.
I don't know much about him. It's just interesting.
That's the thing with Bielsa.
I don't know what the hell this is, by the way, but it's certainly not frigging tennis.
Every player plays more than one position.
That's true.
So it's brilliant. You know, anybody. I mean, Dallas. I think he's played everywhere, barring keeper.
Our players struggle to play in one position. I mean, too.
All right, Mal. Stop the. You know,
sorry,
we get the message. You know what I mean? You know.
It don't mean they're going to win. It just means that they can.
It does.
That's why he's got such a small squad.
Ryan says, "Don't listen to this stat man." Alex, fight back. You're in that kind of mood tonight, anyway. So
I got nothing to fight back. He didn't give a point.
Well, he didn't. Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Andrew says, "Bloody hell, Danielle! I thought you were about 25."
Oh, thanks.
You haven't seen her up
No,
close.
unfortunately not.
Joe says Leeds have been iffy until last game versus West Ham. Well, yes, but we've been iffy all freaking season.
God, I know that's the thing. Like, we can't even compare. We're in such a bad position.
Yeah. Caitlin and Nick. This has to be Caitlin. I'm sorry, it's not Nick. Danielle, you look 40, pet. If you are 40, it's Paul 66. You can kiss my ass, Caitlin. Thought you were a lot younger, Danielle. Oh, God almighty. Here we go. All the bloody swooners coming on then. F me, Danielle. I thought you were quite a bit younger looking.
Oh, thank you, Ryan.
You know, can I just say that when people meet me in public, they don't think I'm like they think I'm actually younger than I am. I just like to say when I'm smoothly shaven and manscaped.
Yeah, because you don't look 6'5" on the computer screen.
Yeah.
Do you know what? You just boil it. Leeds has fallen apart in the past. Let's go into this with some positivity. Stu says, remember Mike Ashley left this club in such a mess. Whoever took over after him were handed a Herculean task, trying to save us from the drop. I wish the new owners the best of luck.
Well said, Stu. Well said.
6 goals in the last 2 games, I believe Leeds have scored. Is that correct?
Jesus Christ.
2 last 2 Premier League games, yeah. They lost 2-0 in the FA Cup to West Ham.
3 against Burnley, 3 against West Ham.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. How many did we score against Burnley? Was it just the one, wasn't it?
Just one.
Yeah, and
we won it.
We got thumped off West Ham.
Yeah, well.
Yes, we won it, Alex. That's the one thing. I think we should play 2 up front, says Wayne. I do as well, but I mean, I think if we go 2 up front, that may cause problems at the other end. Ryan says he's not terrified of Leeds. Bring them on.
wait, let's see him at 4:45. You won't be saying that.
Ryan, our review show tomorrow night is 7 p.m. Please comment, because I'm looking forward to that. Well, I'm not really. Hi guys, just logged onto the show for a second, and for a second thought I had you. yeah, Bielsa on the show. You could earn some money there, Mal. You know.
Sounds like it, doesn't it?
Missing the trick there.
You'll have to change your accent a little bit, or just bring someone along and pretend you can't speak a word of English.
Learn Spanish, yeah.
Yeah. What is that with Bielsa? Can he speak any English at all, Mal?
A little bit.
Because he's been over here for quite a while now. Is it? Does it not frustrate Leeds fans that he's still?
I think we're just used to it now.
Has his little puppet next to him?
Yeah, no, just used to it. But it often gets lost in translation. You'll get media asking him a question, and he'll answer a totally different question.
I mean, that guy that sits next to him in the press conference, like Bielsa will say something, and they'll be like a ventriloquist puppet, and they'll come on and go,
yeah,
hello, yes.
But on occasions when Andreas is feeding back to media, Bielsa will say, no, I didn't mean that, you know. So he obviously understands bits, you know.
He can understand it when it's been spoken to him, but he can't speak it back.
Ryan, says, calm down.
Jesus, 4-3 to Newcastle. Thomas says 4-4. I mean,
Thomas, calm down.
Somebody actually asked me today, would I take a point? And I said no. Because we're at the stage now where we, as Newcastle United, need to start winning games. We need 3 points. It's no good picking points up. I know. Well, yeah, but I know people say, oh, it's good when you pick a point up on the road in the Premier League and all this garbage. But we haven't got the games left to keep drawing now. We need 3 points. Alex, are you agreeing with that, or are you going to disagree?
I mean, yeah, we need it. I mean, if we're like 2-1 down in the dying minutes and we manage to get another goal in the point, that's, I mean,
well, yeah,
cool.
Obviously,
but
depends how the game goes.
At the start of the game, we need the win. We've got to go for the win. We can't be trying to play for draws, or we've got to go for the neck. We need more points.
Save your 1 point as top 6.
Yeah.
For when you're playing the likes of Spurs and Man City and Man United.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Raiden says, draw Castle Bottlers FC might get their millionth 1-1 draw of the season. Oh. Hamburgs.
Don't like it, he's right.
Ryan says, Aronson not in yet for Leeds. He might be decent for them when he comes.
Yeah. Waiting for a second bid going in.
Yeah. Ryan says, I think Wood is a shrewd signing. Listen, I need to be sold on Chris Wood. Listen, I was delighted last week when we got him, but I think that euphoria was because it was a signing, and we aren't used to any signings coming into Newcastle United. And, but when you think about it more, and you think, right, you know, yeah, Chris Wood, good player, you know, double figures and stuff, but you can't help thinking panic buy. And, you know, I'd love Chris Wood to turn out to be a fantastic signing, and like everybody else, like ESM, etc. I want them to prove me wrong. I want them to throw egg in my face and say, right, this is what we can really do. Piss off, Paul. You know, fair enough. And I want them to do that. I want ESM to be brilliant. I want him to become world class. I want Chris Wood to bang hat-tricks in left, right, and centre and keep us up. But, you know, it's just that I just need to be sold on him. I mean, how do you feel on Danielle?
Over moon.
I think he played okay. I just think, well, he's had one game, so I think
there were only one reason you bought Chris Wood, and that was to weaken Burnley.
Oh yeah.
Because he's not worth 20. He's not worth 25 million.
No, he's not. It absolutely isn't. And because we've lost Callum now till March, then who else would we have? Like it was, in my opinion, a panic buy. And you know what? At least, but the other side says at least we acted and at least we did something, whereas the previous regime would have done nothing. Yep. In fact, they probably would have sold Callum Wilson. They probably would have sold ESM just for that last little dig, because that's what it was like. It was so toxic. So at least we're acting, at least we're doing something. And I'm under no illusion that they're working long hours every day to try and get people over the line. I like the owners and I trust them. And I believe they're in it for the right reasons. So, we're just in a very sticky spot at the minute. And it's just been so like with the takeover happening and everyone been over the moon for weeks and weeks about it. This is just like the reality check, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like,
Do you think it's worth paying over the odds to secure
No,
safety?
no.
You know,
And I heard
mean,
John
It's a
Sink.
big debate, Mal.
Yeah,
would you rather not play it and go down?
Listen, I heard John Sinclair on his stream earlier on saying, "Oh, we should just pay over the odds for players in this transfer window, and then, start being a bit more sterner next window." But what it'll create is a snowball effect where teams will see Newcastle United coming and see that they're paying over the odds for players, and we'll just put the prices up and say, "Well, look at January. They paid the money." It's going to create that roller effect, and I don't want that.
I think it all depends how much they're putting it up, though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
If they're trying to double the price and being stupid.
Yeah, but that's what we're seeing, Mal. That's what we're seeing at the minute. You look at you look at Botman at what he was first valued at, early in January. That has more than doubled all of a sudden now, and that's just because Newcastle United have come knocking. The same with Carlos. Sevilla have put the price up quite a considerable difference.
It's
to what
5 million
was.
every time we put a bid in, isn't it?
Yeah.
Put it up.
Yeah, it's just, it seems to, somebody said on Twitter earlier on, or forget where it was, but they put a comment saying all these teams at Newcastle are going for players are putting a Newcastle tax on their players. Yeah. So, the doubling up. So, yes, I don't disagree with maybe going a few million over to get the player in, but the prices that they're asking for, I'm on the owner's side of this. I think that they've got to say, right, enough's enough. We've got to say, right, this is the final bid, take it or leave it, or we go elsewhere. And yeah, we might see some very interesting deals happening when the transfer window closes on the final day. I think everybody's going to be flying around. Clubs are thinking, God, we need to accept this bid because we're not going to get this kind of money elsewhere. We need the money. Newcastle are going to be thinking, right, we need a couple of players in, so we'll pay slightly over the odds. So it's going to be a hell of a sort of merry-go-round on transfer deadline day. But I think up until then, Newcastle as a club have got to say, well, we're not going to get taken the mickey out of here. We know what a player's worth. This is what we're prepared to go up to. Even if it's a slightly few more million quid, this is what we're prepared to go up to, and that's it. Leave it at that. Create that sort of take it or leave it and sort off. I mean, Alex, what's your thoughts on that?
I completely agree. It's we can't. If we go 10 or 15 million over just to get one through the door, then the rest will do the same. If we push Carlos through, if we bid 50, 55 just to get him in, then Botman's going to be similar if we go back in. So is a striker, so is a midfielder. And we can't pay 10 to 15 more for everybody because that adds up to a lot. And people say we've got unlimited money. Well, we haven't, because you've got the wage structure. You can't have people walking around that dressing room on 400 to 500 grand a week and some still on 80. You can't do that. They'll squabble. It happens. It's football. It's real people.
Well, look at Man U.
And we've got FFP.
Yeah.
If we want to challenge in 5 years for getting into Europe or trophies, as has been suggested, FFP exists. We can't go 15 over this early on. And if we do that and go down, then our FFP in 5 years is going to be absolutely destroyed. We got to be so careful. We can't go too mental. We can flex the muscles, but yeah, the problem is if we overpay for one, they'll all want it. So it's you got to be so careful. I think they're doing the right thing. I think they're trying as hard as they can not to get conned too much, because it'll affect the health of the club in the future. It is a factor.
It's a battle of the heart and the head, though, isn't it? Because the heart tells you just spend what it takes, like spend as much as it takes, because it's painful. We don't want to go down again, like we don't. However, the head saying we always knew this was going to be a complete rebuild right from the beginning. The reality of it isn't nice. Of how bad we are.
I've got a genuine question which I don't know the answer to. But as a business, is staying up worth more than the parachute payment?
So the parachute payments are over multiple seasons, aren't they? Whereas the income for staying up would be a one thing prize money. It depends where you finish.
Your first parachute payment's 45 million. Mm-hmm. And then I think it goes down to 30 million, or hopefully you'll be back up by then. But I'm just wondering if the owners aren't that bothered, because they're going to pocket 45 million if they go down. Yeah. Your fans are going to stay loyal, you're still going to fill St James's Park.
Yeah.
I don't know what you get if you stay up.
I mean, I think the main reason that the new owners will want to stay up is because they want to, this process that they have in mind, that they want to keep this on track. I'm sure when they took over the club that they'll have taken relegation into consideration, given where the club is. So I think there will be certainly a backup plan if we do go down. I think I've always said all along, I think if we go down, the new owners will still spend big in the summer to get us back up. Because what I think they'll do is I think they'll still take Premier League players from the lower half of the Premier League, players that will come and want to be part of this journey. So I'm not. I'd be devastated if we went down, to be honest, but it wouldn't be the be all and end all. It'll just slow the process down for a while, which it'll be a pain in the ass. But I don't want to go down for the simple fact that all the fans backlash that we'll get, from other clubs laughing, richest club in the world, couldn't stay in the Premier League, all of this garbage. But there will be a process in place, I'm sure. Tony, thank you very much for the £4.49 super sticker. Tony is, of course, a Leeds fan as well. Apparently, Norwich are winning. Yeah. That was at 9:10. Well, I'm not that far behind in the comments tonight. Yes. So apparently Norwich are winning, which will be, 3 wins in 4 for them?
Great. Happy days.
Yeah. Yeah. Paul Foster says, I have family in Leeds, but prefer Leeds Rhinos to Leeds United. Leeds fans, though, respect miles above them over the Pennines. Martin says, you could have just given me the tenner if that's the bet. I'm not sure what that's about. Joan, Shelby and Fraser have come on a lot under Howe.
Agree.
I think Fraser's just getting a run of games, to be fair, and I think that's it's having a good effect. He was always injured under Steve Bruce, but whether he was actually injured or not, we don't know, or whether he just didn't like Steve Bruce because he was just a cabbage. Chris says Norwich go 4 points clear of us with a win.
Jesus Christ.
Norwich were above. Yes, they were above us before the kick-off, but obviously they'll overtake Watford now. I've noticed Shelby tracking back since how. Yeah, he is. And I don't think many people give him that credit, Danielle, that he is actually tracking back and helping the defence out.
Yeah, he is. He's putting a shift in. Honestly, that Norwich result, that Norwich score there, just thrown me gutted. You know what I feel like? This is what I feel like. I feel like we're running and we're like tied to a lorry and we're trying to pull a lorry behind her. Like, we just can't do it. Like, we can't.
What, like world's strongest man?
Yeah, like that's what I feel like. Like
just
the world's richest.
Go to bed tonight and thinking that you're going to pull them 3 points back tomorrow.
No, I did that last week. And then look what happened.
It would be doing that all season, Mal.
I have. Well, that's like.
Great show, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to say good night. Thanks for tuning in, guys.
See you later, show.
Subscribe if you like. Liverpool fan Shelby was the next Gerrard. He has definitely got talent when he needs to use it. We needed David Batty. Indeed, we do. Joe Linton was so bad under Bruce, and he's been so much better under Howe. Why can't all the others improve? If anything, the rest have down tools and given up.
He's not a magician.
Yeah, he's only had a short period of time.
Yeah.
Well, that was it. He's not a magician. You can only work with the potential that exists within the players, can't you? So if there's a skill ceiling of a talent and ability and work ethic, then Joe Linton obviously had that. Well, there were reports of Joe Linton hiring an external company to improve himself. Like he cares. He tried a lot to try and improve himself. Away from. I think this was before Howe came in. He actually hired an external company to work on his decision making and what was going on. Whereas the other lads, some people are just happy to take a paycheck and try as hard as they can, and they've got their mates in the dressing room. It just depends. We've talked about this a lot recently about Hayden and Longstaff. About they had reasonably good skill ceilings under Rafa, and they had games where they played very well up to a top 10 standard, and then for a few years that's just not been there, and it doesn't look like they're going to get back to that. It's unlikely. Yeah.
Yano, I want to take you up on this point because this is kind of, so Paul, you want to drop ASM and you also want to play Hendrick. I, for one, can't understand why anyone would disagree with you. Bring back Clark and Woodman. Very sarcastic, Yano, but at the same time, matey, I want to play Hendrick instead of Longstaff. I've never said to drop ASM. I said, if you're going to drop ASM, give him like 40 minutes on the... I've never once said that I'm going to drop ASM for tomorrow's game. Not once. So I think you need to go back and just check out what's actually being said. Hendrick, I want in there for a bit of bite in midfield because we simply don't have that at the minute. That's why I'd rather have him in there rather than Willock or Longstaff at the minute because they're all playing terribly. And it just makes a bit of a change instead of the same old, week in, week out, watching them try and run around the pitch when Longstaff seems to have literally 12,000 cows stuck to his arse that he cannot run. So, I just want to see a little bit of a difference.
A weekly Longstaff metaphor. We
Yeah.
need this needs to be a regular feature.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
what's Longstaff dragging behind him this match?
Yes, 12,000 cows this time. So, fair enough. Larry says Hayden, Joe Linton and Hendrick should be the midfield three if all fit. Sean, John, Joe and Willock can be our utility players. Where's the creativity coming from in that? There isn't any creativity in them three. Stu says we could do with a David Batty or a Peter Beardsley and Rob Lee. Yes,
what
just
I'd
a
give.
bit. Just a bit. Right. Mal, what is your predicted lineup tomorrow for Leeds United? Formation and the team itself.
Formation won't change. It'll be 4-1-4-1.
Yeah.
In goal, Meslier.
Mm-hmm.
Then you'll have Ayling at right back, Llorente and Struijk at centre backs, with Dallas at left back. You'll have Rafinha on right wing, Harrison on left wing, and then it'll be a choice between Roberts, Click and Rodrigo, who plays the two attacking midfielders. And then up front, again, you've got a choice between James and Geldart. I personally go for Geldart. But
right.
And then obviously 2 out of them 5 will drop onto the bench.
Mm-hmm.
Along with Lewis Bate, he's another cracking young lad.
Yeah.
Upcoming player. Heldy, Clyson and a couple of under-23s.
Fair enough. Enough.
Can I just say, Julie's just texted us Norwich are 2-0 up now.
Yeah, but Watford's floodlights have gone off apparently.
Yeah, they're back on and Watford's had Dennis sent off.
Ooh.
Well, he was a twat last week, so I don't really feel sorry for him at all.
Thanks, Jules.
Oh, he stood on me toe. I'm going to roll around on the floor for, roll up and down the... Absolutely shocking from Watford last week, by the way. Shocking. But anyway, we had our thoughts on that. Right, Alex. Predicted lineup for Newcastle from your side of things.
For us, well, I think it's going to be pretty much exactly the same as it's been in recent weeks. I think it'll be Dubravka in goal. I would imagine he's going to stay with Dummett because he played, he's not injured, and he did all right. So I think he'll go Dummett left back. I got the centre-back pairing wrong last week as well. I thought he was going to do, because he played Lascelles Sharp, but he actually swapped it against Watford, which I was surprised by. So it'll be them two again, with Trippier on the right. Manquillo's back, so can come in and play somewhere and full back, but he's not going to start ahead of Trippier. Yeah. And then it's the big question of, it's going to be Shelvey, Joe Linton, and then who is that other midfielder? Hendrick is the shout, but I think he is just going to pick Longstaff. I would like to see Hendrick to mix it up and give him a chance, but I think he is just going to pick Longstaff. It's not my lineup. This is what I think Hal's going to pick.
Yeah.
And then it's going to be the same. And then it's the same forward situation. Fraser's going to be on the right, ASM on the left. They'll probably do a little swapsies at some point when ASM gets bored. And then Wood, hopefully. I mean, he can't have a worse game than he did. They'll have been working. They will have identified that there was too much going to the wings too quick, and they couldn't get it to Wood. They will have worked on that. They will be far more aware than we are of all of those deficiencies and trying to improve that. Much of the same lineup really. There's not much else we can do. I think Leeds. I agree with his. I think they're going to set up in a 4-1-4-1 as well. They did against West Ham.
Yeah.
But I think Click will start for them, and I think it will be the Polish player, and I think they'll do Dan James up front again with Harrison and Rafinha on either side. And we'll see. They'll be difficult.
Do you think it'll be Roberts or Rodrigo outside of Click?
Two different websites. Their predicted lineup has Dallas next to Klich in the attacking midfield, which is interesting.
Who have we got at left back?
Leo for Hilda. Two
Oh,
different
right,
sites
okay, fair enough.
predicting him as a left back.
Okay.
Bit odd. I would have thought it was what you said, but they seem to think Dallas is going to be up in midfield. So I
Fair
don't know.
enough.
We'll see.
Yeah, I preferred him there.
Well, if that means I want him at left back, then we don't want what you think's good. We want the other thing.
Yeah. Change it around. Right, Danielle.
I'm going to say exact same team as last week, but Longstaff has to go and Hendrick has to come in. And that's just what I want. I don't think he's going to do that because obviously you can see from my face that I don't think he's going to do that. But exactly, that's what he'll do. We haven't got any other options. How fit is Lewis? Is he fit to come back? Or is he just...
Well, he didn't give anything away, did he? He's back training, but he's...
Because if he's fit, he goes in for me, but...
Instead of Dummett?
My heart, I don't know. I love Dummett, but I like Lewis as well.
I know.
I'll stick with Paul. Dummett.
Yeah.
But literally... I know he's going to play Longstaff tomorrow, but I don't want him to. It's got to be Hendrick for me.
Well, I'm going for exactly the same with Hendrick in for Longstaff. That's it. Yeah. I mean, we don't really have any other options, to be honest. No. But I think Hendrick to do the dirty work, and we need to play some balls forward tomorrow. We cannot sit back because Leeds will just absolutely muller us. You got to
remember Lewis was a hamstring injury as well, so that and it is Leeds. Is he going to run against?
Good point, Alex. Good point. My
friend. Wiggles, thank you for the £2 super sticker, buddy. Thank you.
For a lot of set pieces, Paul.
Yeah, Leeds have conceded a few of them this season. Mal, who is your best Leeds player ever?
Oh my God, ever? Cantona.
Wow. I really didn't expect you to say Cantona. Jesus. Wow. Especially after he'd been to, your friends down the road there. But
we got robbed there. £1 million. £1
million for Cantona. Yano's still having a go at me about ASM. Yes, I've been slagging him off because he hasn't been good enough, Yano. You know, I'm not going to sit here and go, oh, he's been brilliant when he hasn't. Christ, if you want to listen to, kiss ass Newcastle United, then there's plenty of channels that do that. I'll just say how it is. But then again, it's your opinion as well, Yano, so you're entitled to it, my friend. Brian says 12,000. That's a lot of cows. Get plenty of rest tonight, Paul. Brian, you're a twat. Paul, do you have a Darlow shirt? What is your link to Darlington? I don't particularly have a link. I used to go and watch them a lot when they played at Feetham's in the 90s when Newcastle were away, but I don't have any link to them. I just like the shirt, yeah. Right, it is time for the score prediction. Now, Mal, as our guest, you can go first. Obviously, I think you're going to go with the Leeds win. I just randomly putting it out
how
there.
Many?
Yes, I'm going to go 3-0.
3-0 Leeds, yeah.
My heart hurts.
And who was going to get the goals for Leeds?
I think Rafa might get a couple.
Yeah.
And I'd like to see Dan James get one. Poor lad, he works so hard, but just can't finish. I'd love to see him get one.
Well, you know what it is, Mal. I don't want to see that. No. He can work as hard as he wants as long as he doesn't score. Yeah. Right, Mal, thank you very much for coming on the show tonight, matey. Really appreciate you taking your time out on a Friday night to come on.
My pleasure.
And, keep following the channel, and it's good to finally put a face to the name. So thank you very much, matey.
Cheers, Paul. Thank you.
It's been lovely meeting you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Bye.
What a lovely guy.
Oh,
what a lovely guy.
Yeah, that's lovely.
Guy. Yep. Really top guy. Right. Used to. Come on.
I'll go if you want.
Yes, ladies first.
So I'm going to do something that I've never done before.
Oh my God, Danielle, steady on.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get carried away with my life like I've done, because you know what? Do you know what? I can't take the misery anymore, and the heart, and the crying and the temper. I can't take it anymore. So I'm going 2-0 Leeds.
Oof.
I'm
Okay.
sorry. I can't believe anymore. I can't. Not like last week. Last week really hurt. So I know it was a draw, but it felt like a loss massively. And I hope to God, I hope Dave's watching me now, and I hope he puts it right. I hope he does and proves us wrong. But at the moment, I just can't do it to myself anymore. So I'm going to say 2-0.
Come on then, Alex.
I'm going to go the other way. I'm still of the opinion that we keep hitting the bloody crossbar, the post. We keep skimming it past the outside of the post. We're getting so unlucky with some of these shots. I think we're due another Brentford sort of scoreline. Not necessarily the draw, but I think we're due 2 or 3 goals. And I think these two teams are both set up to concede goals and score them. I think we'll win 3-2. I'm going to go for a win. I'm just going to put it out there.
Yeah, you've done that. Who's going to get the goals, Alex?
I didn't have the answers to that question.
Well,
I think it's going to be a set piece thing. I think it'll be Joe Linton. One of them will sneak on the inside of the post this time. Chris Wood will get one. Because again, Leeds keep giving away 14, 15, 16 fouls a game. I mean, that's great. If they want to do that against us, please do that. That's brilliant. And I think we'll get a centre-back goal. So I think Wood, Joe Linton, and some centre-back, possibly even Lascelles, as long as he doesn't do a shush or a. If he does that, it will be in big trouble.
Listen, if he does that, I will run to Leeds. I will run down the A1. I will personally punch him in the middle of the face, because that really would piss me off.
It would, but he can score. He does score goals.
To be fair, if he scores a winner, I'll let him off me.
I mean, if he wasn't so prone to these bloody defensive mistakes, he would be spoken about in more positive light, because he does score goals as a centre back. He does get 3 or 4 a season. He is. It's just at the other end, which is his job, that's the problem. So I think possibly Lascelles and then Joe Linton Wood. I think we'll win 3-2, and I think we'll get hit twice. See, I disagreed about Leeds beating us through the wings. I agree with what you said earlier, Paul. I think it'll be down the middle. I think it will just be straight balls that will just cut our centre backs open, and they'll just run straight through it.
Or Leeds just simply cross the ball, knowing that we've got nothing centre back wise. They're all over the
Lascelles
place.
will get out jumped by Dan James or something.
Well, that wouldn't surprise me at all, to be honest. I mean, Norwich 3-0 up, by the way.
Happy days. Yeah. I'm going to get my party poppers out in a minute. I'm delighted.
And just before we go, guys, well, I'll give you my predictions shortly as well. But what do you think of this trip to Saudi, Alex?
You did say me, didn't you? Sorry, I was muted.
Yeah.
There have been a lot of rumours going around that this is specifically set up for a marquee signing unveiling. I don't know how much I believe that, but I really hope that's true. I think it would be great for some of the fringe players and some of the younger players. This is to show them, look, this is what life's going to be like at this club. It's going to be like Man U and Man City. We're going to go all over the world. It's going to be great. We're going to have brilliant pre-season tours and connections. So if you step up, this is what your life's going to be like at Newcastle. And I hope I hope that clicks and they try. I think it could be good. A few weeks break, take the pressure off, work on some set pieces, some more tactics. The fitness isn't too bad. We could do with ASM and Fraser getting a bit fitter, because I don't like them being absolutely knackered at 70th minute every single game. That's not good enough. They've got to be able to see 90 minutes out, because every other Premier League player can. So, fitness, maybe a marquee signing. I think it's good. We'll see.
I mean, I'm like you. I can see a marquee signing. I think I've said that since the start of the transfer window, since the start of this, the rumours that we were going to go to Saudi during the break. And I think it'll be an opportunity for the Saudis to bring a big name player to the club and, present him in Saudi. I think that would be a massive, massive statement from the Saudis to get a lot of people over there on board and stuff like that. So, who knows? I genuinely think that. Danielle, what do you think?
I think it's expected. I think I wasn't surprised that we were going to Saudi Arabia.
I think that it's the first of many, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. And I've read all the same crap today on social media about, they should be going to Saudi Arabia because they're not owned by the Saudi state. Oh, have a day off.
Oh, they shouldn't be going because of the human rights and all this. The
yeah,
Formula One, the boxing, the wrestling, all that.
But you know what? We're okay. We're all right to have those conversations and still support a football club. Exactly. Like, we should be having conversations around those kinds of issues. But just you know what? Like, go and find another belt ring or something, for God's sake. I'm sick of hearing all this rubbish. But yeah, I think it'll be good, and I think it'll be great for the Saudi people to see what we're about, and for us to get to know a bit about, what they're about.
Exactly, and that's what I said
think we'll be looking forward to it. And if we've got a marquee signing, great. If we haven't, we haven't. If we haven't, it's because it's not for lack of trying. I don't think. I just think it's a nasty window that we're in. It's a seller's market.
Definitely. Right. Well, as for my score prediction tomorrow, guys, I am going 4-1 Leeds. And I hate myself for saying that. I really...
It's 4-1 Leeds. I'll be on here tomorrow.
You should. That's a harsh prediction.
Listen, the reason I'm saying that is because I don't see any other... the way we've played, I've followed the team, mostly home and away this season, and I just can't see us getting a result tomorrow. Now, I could say 4-1 Leeds, and we could end up turning Leeds over 4-1, which I will be dancing on the table tomorrow if that's the case. Same. But I just don't know where our goals are coming from, and that's the problem. And I think because we've still got the two centre-backs who we don't have any faith in and who clearly don't have any faith in each other, I think that's going to be a problem again tomorrow against Leeds. And I think they will try and go right down the middle. And, we know what happens. As soon as they get a couple of goals, heads will drop, we'll sit back again. And that's the problem. What I'd like to see us do tomorrow is go out there and actually go at Leeds, press them hard from the beginning, and get a couple of goals.
I want to see we play like Man United, we did against Man United. I just want a bit of something, a bit of effort, a bit of passion, a bit of, playing as a team instead of individuals. That's what I want to see, because it's just so mentally draining watching that kind of play, from last weekend. We all knew it was coming, and it was just a matter of time, and we shouldn't be in the situation, so late in a game where, I turned, I wasn't at the game, but I turned the volume down on the TV because I just couldn't cope with the stress of hearing the commentary. I really couldn't, because I knew it was coming.
Listen, right? When I say 4-1 Leeds, it could be anything. It could be anything. When I say 4-1, the two defenders, we know Leeds is susceptible on set pieces. So we could go there and we could score 3 goals. It could be a 4-3. It could be a 4-4. It could be, with watching Newcastle this season, I just don't have that faith at the moment. But I want them to go out there tomorrow and prove me wrong and actually beat Leeds. That's what I want to happen.
I'd love to see it. Oh my God, I'd be, you know what? Tomorrow night, I'll come on here. I'll tell you what, I'll be doing laps in my house. I'll be in the street. I'll be away, right? But I can't set myself up for another fall like last weekend. And the reaction on social media after that result was absolutely toxic. So I just can't let myself go there.
I have a weird question. I don't think he's going to do it, but do you reckon he'd play 3 at the back with Dummett as a left centre back and go like Murphy and wing backs?
Well, I've thought about that. Will he go 3? There's 3 centre backs. It's a possibility. Thomas is saying, how many subs until 8K? We are 2 away.
Oh my God!
I've just checked. We're 2 away from 8,000, Thomas. So if you know anybody who wants to subscribe, just hit the sub button. Right, tomorrow it's a busy day on the channel because we have me doing the live watch along. I will be on air from 2:30 tomorrow afternoon, going through the team lineups and going through commentary of the game. Obviously, it will be on a stream, so I'll probably be a couple of minutes behind real time, but that's just the way it is. But I will be doing some some commentary and talking about the game and, seeing how we do on there. And then it's 7 o'clock tomorrow night. Once we've all calmed down from the game, we have the match review, and I will be joined again by Danielle and Alex for that one, to go through what the team lineup was, the formation, the tactics, and how it worked, if it does indeed work at all. So that'll be tomorrow at 7 o'clock. So lots of stuff coming up on the channel. It's going to be a busy day. I'm going to drink lots of Lucozade to try and get all this COVID out of my system.
Try and get a good night's sleep if you can.
Well, that's never happened for about 5 years, Daniel. Actually, it hasn't happened for since my first daughter was born. So I don't know what a good night's sleep is these days. But hey ho, let's do another sub check. 8,008. So we gained another 10 subscribers out of nowhere. 8,008. We are over 8K, guys. That is absolutely amazing.
Amazing.
Absolutely
Thank you so much,
amazing.
everybody.
Yes, and it's all you guys out there. It's all of the mods backstage. It's you guys hosting the show with me. It is everybody. Big family on the Toon Review. And I
think it's Toon Review start. Oh, that's done it with his positivity.
Oh, without a doubt. I think he's a bit of a ladies' man. I think the ladies tune in to see that well-groomed beard and flowing locks.
And my
Although
stats.
it didn't look like that last night when you were stuck in the snow. Like, I have to say, Alex,
Oh no, that was cold.
Yeah, that was a storm and a half. That was incredible. But seriously, guys, thank you so much for getting this channel to 8K. We do a lot of work behind the scenes, planning shows and putting them out there for all you guys and things like that. So it's absolutely fantastic. It blows me away, and knowing that we've got so many subscribers who still tune in and like what we do, and so there is going to be good stuff coming up. We've got more planned, and obviously, we've brought Alex on board now, and the staff gets larger on this channel, and it's growing rapidly. So
the group chat gets larger, I tell you.
Sorry,
the group chat gets larger.
Oh, it does, yeah, without a doubt. But thank you so much, each and every one of you, not just the members, but each and every subscriber to the channel. Thank you so much. That has really, really given me a lift today after suffering from the dreaded COVID. But we kicked its ass.
Let's take the momentum into tomorrow.
Sorry?
Let's take this momentum into tomorrow, hopefully.
Yes, hopefully.
Oh, God, I'm going to get up and put Big River on, aren't I? I'm going to get up and
this is a big river. Yes. And then I'll be, I'll start the stream, and then we're going to go and get in a massive victory tomorrow. There you go. But listen, guys, thank you very much for tuning in tonight. Big shout out to the sponsors of the channel as well. Geordie Riffs, professional guitar repairs and servicing. If you have any guitar issues at all, give Graham and Natalie a shout. They are a fantastic little business in the Northeast. If you quote the Toon Review to them, you will get 10% off your first setup or repair. And you will also get your first guitar lesson completely free. They are on the internet, which their website is linked below in the description. They're on Facebook as well, and now on Twitter as well. So go and give them a shout out. Go and give them a look. And if you've got any guitar issues, they are the guys to go and see. And a big thank you to them again for sponsoring the Toon Review channel. Thank you, everybody. That is it. I will see you at around 2:30 tomorrow afternoon for the big match. And then 7 o'clock tomorrow night, hopefully we are celebrating a victory when we do the review. But thank you, everybody. Have a great night, and we'll see you tomorrow. Take care.